was a place where normal people, respectable people wouldn't go.
A few weeks later, he tried again. He wrote, "I entered the forecourt at the Ace. It was packed with bikes. Hundreds of boys were milling around, laughing and talking. This is it, I thought. I shall almost certainly lose my trousers or end up in the canal." Yet gradually they were won over by Shergold and his inclusive, non-judgmental style.
Although this is a church club, its purpose is to bring together young people with a common interest, motorcycling.
Their shared interest convinced the rockers at the Ace that the 59 Club was somewhere worth a look. As well as a new place to meet, it organised rallies and ride-outs, even activities like sub-aqua diving. Bikers joined in their thousands, and the 59 Club became the biggest motorcycle club in the world. For those who joined the 59 Club, it meant more than the establishment could ever have dreamed.
My first moment or night of going there was definitely for me life-defining. It really was. And it kept me on a path within motorcycling for the rest of my life, really.
But it was still somewhere the rockers and ton-up boys could revel in their lifestyle. By the mid-1960s, though, that lifestyle was under threat. A younger generation was coming through that did things very differently. They became known as mods, famed for their love of sharp suits instead of leathers, coffee bars over transport cafes. They wanted soul music, not rock and roll, and worst of all, from a rocker's point of view, scooters, not motorbikes.
How will you explain this fanatical devotion by scooter enthusiasts for their gleaming machine?
You kind of like got the fact that they were good for riding on and wearing decent clothes, but it's a mod. How can you get pleasure from riding it, do you think? They're like little air dryers, you know, you just, how can you get pleasure from it? It was alien to us.
Mods represented progress, with their Italian scooters, a more international outlook. Rockers and motorbikes were being left behind as the rest of Britain moved on. Mods were looking to the future, and tension between the two saw things turn ugly.
If you get into a fight with a mod, you've got to watch it all the time, you know. They'll pull your hair, they'll claw at you.
They started, you know what rockers are like, don't you?
It really has come to something when people can't take a short holiday without the threat of long-haired youngsters with knives indulging in an orgy of hooliganism.
Only a handful of clashes happened between mods and rockers at seaside resorts like Brighton, but it was too late. The press and polite society
on motorbikes became identified with thugs. They rubbed in prejudices against motorbikes that many people have always had about them. The noise, danger, the dirt and the discomfort. The rockers' misbehaviour amounted to a knockout blow to the prestige of the two-wheeled machine in this country.
What do you think about society?
I don't know, that bother me.
As the media fretted about delinquent youth, the mystique was fading fast from British motorcycles. The industry began losing its battle against a flood of Japanese imports rising throughout the 60s. These were humdrum practical machines designed for commuters. Bikes guaranteed to get you to work rather than get you excited.
British bikes had this thing called character, which is a euphemism for being not very reliable.
Yet what couldn't be taken away was the spirit of fun, coolness and rebellion that British bikes had represented to the world for so long. It's no accident that whilst rockers struggled to find a place in 60s society, their style and attitude became legend. The motorbikes they blasted through the streets on are still lusted after. And even 50 years later, have a look all of their own. The restless energy of Lawrence, the bravery of TT racers, and the individuality of the ton-up boys took a utilitarian form of transport and gave it a very British take. A full throttle affair.
You couldn't really put it in words. It was just such a fantastic feeling.